Okay, this is leaving the suite in our resort. Most resorts we've stayed at in Mexico, there I am, at Stapin. Keep going. Most of the resorts we've stayed at in Mexico, they clear the jungle to build the resort. So it's a great big huge area with no jungle. But as we walk over here for an early lunch, we're going to walk to the main building. And you can see we're walking in the pathway, and the resort has maintained the jungle. So on the right and the left, there's actually all the residences, but you can barely see them because the jungle is along the pathway. Now I gotta apologize, the anti-fog tabs in the GoPro seem to have kind of worn out, so you get an idea of how humid it is here in Acumel, Mexico. I have to throw some more of those anti-fog tabs in, but it's been actually raining for about 16 hours, and here's a coati. Now normally if I bent down to look at this coati, about 20 to 30 would surround us, assuming that we're feeding him some food. And but as we walk down the pathway, you'll see more coati that we're going to come up to. And if it was a little sunnier as we get close to the building, we would likely see iguanas, a couple of iguanas sunning themselves. But as you can see in the pathway here, they've left the trees right in the pathway. So essentially they've got cutaways for the trees that are growing up through where they've put the pathways. Oh, there's another coati. Now again, it's been raining quite a bit, and the sun has just broken, so it's just started to dry up, and the coatis are starting to come back out. But you can see how far it is from our suite to the actual main building, and all the way along is jungle. And actually, if you go the other direction from our suite where we turned, that way heads to the beach. But there's actually a huge massive swamp and a jungle through the swamp, and they've built up great big bridges that go all the way through to the pool and the beach near the beach. Now we're getting close to the main building now. This is actually a little pond, and late at night as we're walking by here, you'll see fish and a couple crab that live in the little pond there. And just up ahead is a bridge that takes you over to the main building, and there's all sorts of tropical fish in that pond, and you can see them as you go over. It's kind of neat as you go through the pathway. These signs here describe the wildlife that you're likely to see, and so far we've seen literally hundreds of coatis. Here's a sign telling you don't feed the fish. And we saw a large raccoon, we've seen snakes, and all sorts of birds and fish. But here we go, and we're actually now just arriving near the main buildings. This is usually where we see the iguanas sunning themselves on the rocks here. There's a tapas bar that we're just passing. The Italian restaurant. And this is the main building up here, and right to your left from here is the buffet.